recording. Okay. Okay, so we're going to talking about RDV. RDV. What does RDV mean? Rendezvous. It's short for rendezvous. So it's not just text speak. You see it noted down on places like that. So remettre un rendezvous. So what does remettre mean? It literally means put back. Put back. So put back a rendezvous. So why would you do that? Well, one of the principal reasons why you might do that was because you have un empêchement. Avoir un empêchement. An empêchement is something that gets in the way. An obstacle, a block. Funny enough, it is also the root of the word impeachment, actually. So, for example, you could say, j'ai un petit empêchement, je serai un petit peu en retard. So I've got a little block, something holding me back. So I will be a little bit late. And just notice the tenses here. That's the present tense. J'ai un petit empêchement, because it's happening now. And then je serai, I will be a little bit late. Un petit peu en retard. J'ai un petit, you drop that little petit into sentences all over the place, Very useful little adjective, actually. So, j'ai un petit empêchement, je serai un petit peu en retard. And then the other person might answer, c'est gentil de me prévenir. C'est gentil de me prévenir. So, it was nice of you to let me know. So, prévenir, that's you can see the verb venir in there. And then we just put the pré in front of it. So that verb just works exactly like venir, but it's just got pré in front of it. So it was good of you to let me know. Prévenir, to let me know in advance. Quite useful verb, that. Serait-il possible de remettre, repousser, reporter? So serait-il, by the way, so this is, would it be possible? Would it be possible to? So we're using the conditional here, serait-il, and you can't have a T directly next to an il, and that's why we dropped this T in between. Well, actually, we can't have a T next to a T, we're going to drop a T in. But serait-il, that little T is just dropped in to make it easier to say. So would it be possible to? Now, we've got some choices here. These all are synonyms. They mean exactly the same thing. So remettre, which is what we had up here, which is literally to put back. So it's literally re on top of the verb mettre. Put back. Repousser, push it back. Or one that doesn't feel quite like it should be the right word for it, but it's another ER verb, reporter. Reporter. So all of those mean reschedule, push it back. So would it be possible to push it back, put it back? Okay. So let's have a look at then, if you're trying to rearrange it, what sort of things might you hear or say? So le prochain créneau disponible est jeudi prochain. So the next. Now, can I just point out the position of next here? So, le prochain créneau. So, the next créneau is the next gap, the next available slot. Let's say slot. Yeah, the next slot. Disponible, available, is next Thursday. Now, when we're talking about next Thursday, next week, next month, next year, whatever, just note that prochain, prochaine, depending on if it's masculine or feminine, always comes after the thing you're describing. But when we're saying the next, important you've got the there, the next comes in front. But mainly you're going to be using it after, because you're quite often going to be talking about next week, next Thursday, etc. So, le prochain créneau disponible est jeudi prochain. So the next available slot is next Thursday. The good words there. You can shorten disponible if you want as well. You can shorten it down to dispo, depending on who you're talking to. Dispo. Oh, no. Okay. Another way of rearranging. Je vais être obligé d'annuler notre rendez-vous. Je vais être obligé d'annuler notre rendez-vous. So I'm going to have to. I'm going to have to. Quite a nice way of saying have to there. I'm going to have to cancel, annuler notre rendezvous. Now, what other ways could we say have to? Just think, you can think about it. Other ways you can say, so you could say je dois. Yeah, you could say je dois from the verb devoir, yes. Or you could say il faut que. And it'd be followed by subjunctive. Il faut que j'annule. So there's 3 different ways you could say the have to bit. Je vais être obligé, nothing wrong with that. Je dois, or il faut que. You've got plenty of choice there. You could use all of those. The de would only come behind the obligé. I don't need the de for all of those. Okay, so now we've got this situation where they want to rearrange completely. So, je vous rappellerai très bientôt pour reprendre rendez-vous. So I will call you, future simple there. Je vous rappellerai. Rappellerai, you just drop an R in front here. There to make it call you back very soon to take another re there. Pour reprendre, to take another rendezvous. Okay, so je vous rappellerai très bientôt pour reprendre rendezvous. Also, can I just point out that sometimes with the rendezvous, you put the le line, but quite often you miss it out altogether. Reprendre rendezvous, you don't need a le there. Just drop it. Don't know why. It's just a little quirk, French language. We like them, don't we? Right, so you're a little late. So somebody says, vers quelle heure est-ce que vous pensez arriver? So this is a little preposition, vers. So towards, it literally means, towards what hour do you think you will arrive? But you can sort of like read vers in this sense of like roughly. Yeah, or ish kind of thing. And if you were to reply with vers, it's a kind of an ish. Yes, so j'arrive vers 6 heures. That'd be around about 6 o'clock. It's 6 o'clock-ish. So it's quite a nice one if you don't want to be too precise with your time. Or you could reply with d'ici une petite heure or d'ici une petite demi-heure or something like that. Now this petite bit means that it's going to be less than an hour. You can use this for distance as well, this idea of petit or petite, depending on the masculine and feminine. So, d'ici une petite heure, between now and a little hour, so less than an hour. Come on. J'y serai dans l'après-midi. I'll be there in the afternoon. I'll be there in the afternoon. J'y serai there. That's the there. The Y is there. J'y serai dans l'après-midi. I'll be there in the afternoon. Or j'y serai avant minuit. I'll be there before midnight. Or simply, dans pas trop longtemps. Dans pas trop longtemps. Not very long. Not very long. Good. Okay. I just want to recap a couple of things there. So the phrases are useful. So let's just recap a couple of things which are quite useful in there. So is that the first one? Yeah. So this use of pity, we used pity quite a lot, didn't we? Throughout. So maybe start thinking about using pity in your, or noticing it, in how much it's used, this little adjective. Also, just notice the use of like re, these prefixes going on the front of verbs that you already know. So remettre, in this case, it's because re means again. But put again, we'll say put back. And then we've got this prefix, haven't we? Prévenir turns venir into let me know, really. So it's a bit different actually from the original meaning. And then all of these putting back verbs were remettre, repousser, and reporter. They all had a re in front of them. It's useful to think about those prefixes and how you can change a verb, and then to remember, well, you know how these verbs work. So don't be put off by just having a different prefix on the front. And if a verb has a prefix on the front, it's still going to work like the original verb. So prévenir will work like venir. So for example, in the passé composé, venir goes with être. Prévenir will go with être. So they are consistent in that way. Some new vocabulary there with chrono. And just note this thing about le prochain, the next. Whereas when you're saying next Thursday, next week, and all the rest of it, it's after. If you can try and find a way to just sort of like remember that, that would be really good. Fantastic. Any questions at all about any of that? No? Very good. Excellent. Bah, très bonne soirée et puis à bientôt. Merci.